Brandon, and today I wanted to talk about something a little bit different, kind of a journey I've been taking recently and that I've had my whole life, and that is with deodorants and the different types. First and foremost, I want to say if you're new to the channel and you're not familiar with pomade, I'm going to be using some pomade terminology. So if you came here and you saw natural deodorant and you wanted to look into that, look into the beginner's pomade video I have. I'm going to use some terminology that I use in that. It'll just help overall with the understanding of this. If you're a pomade user, continue forward. Anyways, so for me, I've noticed there's either just a plain deodorant or there's antiperspirant deodorant. There's also natural deodorants. So for me, when I would use natural deodorants, I've noticed that they didn't work and I would stink more. Up until recently, I've been using an antiperspirant. And what an antiperspirant does is 90% of them have aluminum in it. And that blocks your pores so that you don't sweat as much. So for me, I was getting irritation because I'm sweating a lot. And also I've noticed that there's like weird, like underneath, because you can even see here, I'm kind of pitting out maybe a little bit. That's not too bad today actually. But what you would see when you'd pit out and you'd wash your clothes is you'd see like sparkles like underneath here. Certain deodorants would leave like weird sparkles where you would pit out if you pit out a lot. Heavy sweaters know. And I finally got tired of it. I was like, I need to look into something different. So I stopped using antiperspirant. Usually I would use like Degree, or I tried this Duke Cannon antiperspirant. They all have similar ingredients. So I moved on to a deodorant. And the main ingredient that the deodorant has in it is forgive me for pronouncing this wrong, but it's diopropylene glycol and then propylene glycol and the sodium stearate. So the propylene glycol just gave me tremendously bad rashes. Like I was getting like red splotches underneath my arms, and like they were just like super like red. And then I remembered whenever I would get sick and tired of using an antiperspirant, I would switch to a deodorant like Old Spice or just some random one like Degree, anything that has kind of like this blue top to it. Which sucks because I like the smell of these, but anything that has this blue top to it. And it would just make me get hella rashes. And I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I started to look into natural deodorants. I've noticed there's a few different types that people were talking about. They were talking about Toms, which you might be asking yourself, why aren't you going to talk about Toms today? Well, one of the ingredients that is known for being super bad, which is there's aluminum, the propylene glycol, and artificial fragrances. Tom switched to one of the glycol type ingredients in one of their deodorants, and a lot of people were complaining because it's like, this used to be like a natural deodorant, but now I'm breaking out. So I was like, no, I can't do anything with any of the ingredients that are in the Old Spice and any of the ingredients that are in the antiperspirant, because I just know that both of them have been just causing problems for me. So I started looking into natural deodorants. So for the Think Sport, I just wanted to talk about this briefly. The ingredients on this, it says it's created to address the growing concern of toxic chemicals in consumer products. And then the thing I really liked about the Think Sport deodorant is on the back, it has like this little thing here that says low, moderate, and high to tell you the level of ingredients they put in there. All of them are one, but this one has the coconut oil, candela wax, beeswax, cornstarch, arrowroot powder, and then the shea butter, orange fruit oil, cedarwood oil, and then it has the baking soda. So this, for me, and this is coming from somebody who sweats a lot, this for me, it smells good, the bergamot cedarwood. This was the most manly one I could find. But to me, I have to apply this twice a day. One thing I want to say also, just at the very beginning before I get into this, and this is a main reason why a lot of people don't switch to natural deodorants. When you first switch to a natural deodorant, and I believe it even says on the back of the O'Dowd's one, you need to use the deodorant for 2 weeks. What your body's going to do, especially if you've been using an antiperspirant, if you've been using an antiperspirant, your pores are going to unclog, and then your body's going to overproduce sweat. So you're going to be stinking pretty hard. So you're going to be using this natural deodorant and be thinking to yourself, wow, this isn't working at all. This is kind of weird. Like, I just stink more, and you might be tempted to change back. Do not. Use it for 2 weeks, and then on the 3rd week, start really seeing how it's working for you, because a lot of these deodorants didn't work for me in the first 2 weeks. That's why I bought a bunch of them and wanted to talk about them. But then I used them later and I'm like, okay, I'm varying effects. One thing about almost every single one of these natural deodorants is they apply kind of like a pomade, in that you can see kind of on the edges too. It's kind of hard because of the lighting, but like it's kind of peeling up a little bit right here. When you apply this, it's going to ball up. I know that sounds weird. Some do it more than others. Quite frankly, one of them that I've used, my favorite one, it doesn't do it. It's really easy. It's the closest thing to an antiperspirant while being a natural deodorant, and my favorite one out of all these. So with the Think Sport, they have a bunch of different scents, but I found that this was the most masculine one, the bergamot cedarwood. When you apply all of these, you want to put them under your armpit for a couple seconds and just hold it there. Let your skin warm it up. Then do a couple of things, a couple of strokes, if you will. And then this is the most important part for me. You're gonna wanna like break it down on your armpits and massage it in like you do if you were breaking it down in your hands like a pomade. Why, you might ask? Because a lot of these have like cannadella wax or beeswax, and they react kind of like a pomade. So when you're putting them on your armpits, you wanna massage it in, just like you would fully break down a product in your hand and put it into your hair. That way you don't get clumps of it later, you don't have, staining your shirt. Just break it all the way down. The scent on the bergamot and cedarwood is pretty good. The thing I've noticed because of this, the scent smells more earthy, and I found that about partway through the day, the scent started to merge with my BO, and it didn't do anything good for it, so I had to reapply. So overall, this one has baking soda in it too. But overall, this one is one you can get for like $6 or $7 at Walmart or Walgreens or any of those places. It's easy to get. It works good, but the scent is a little too natural for me. And I know if you're thinking, when you think to yourself natural deodorant, like, oh, but I wanted a deodorant that was natural, that smelt like an antiperspirant or a normal deodorant. So this one's good. I'd give it like a 3 out of 4, honestly. You can't go wrong with this. It's a good place to start. I got the O'Dowd's natural deodorant. The price on this one was pretty pricey on Amazon Prime. It was like $16. However, you do get 3 ounces, which is an ounce more. The ingredients on this one are, the main ingredients at least, are the coconut oil, cannadella wax, cannelin or jojoba oil, shea butter, vitamin E oil, and then a lot of the like essential oils that they put in there, just the lime oil, bergamot, mint oil, and whatnot. This is a natural deodorant, but it has an ingredient that feels like or is very similar to baking soda. I didn't have a problem with it, but I wanted to tell you guys if you're sensitive to baking soda. This product is nice. I got the cedar and citrus. It just pulls right off the top. If you've smelt any of the O'Dowd's products, it smells kind of like earthy and lime. This bottom part you just push up and it pushes this out. The one lame thing about this deodorant is, I know it's in a cardboard thing, but once you have to be very, very very, very on the ball when you use this, because you can push too much out and then putting the lid on won't work. For this stuff particularly, I've noticed that this stuff, I will put it on my pits, but sometimes I just put it on my hands and break it down, because this stuff likes to ball up under your pits. This one's the worst, at least for me, perpetrator of the balling up. However, after you break it down and put it underneath your pits and break it down real good, it lasts for most of the day. To me, I feel like this is very, very similar very similar to the Think Sport, in that, it's really earthy, it feels good, it applies good, it's nice under the pits. However, the thing about this is that it balls up a lot, so you have to really break it down. And some people aren't going to want to be like massaging deodorant into their pits. So that is one of the downsides of this. However, and to me, I feel like the scent wise, it doesn't last the whole day. This is coming from a heavy sweater. If you're someone who, on heavy BO, if you are on the lighter to medium side, I think this and the Think Sport would work great. I really like this. You have to pay a little bit more, but you get more. It smells good. It's nice. I just wanted to tell you my you know, and I guess my opinion on it from when I was using it and breaking it down and whatnot. So the O'Dowd's, I don't know why I'm doing the out of 4, but I switched it up for this one, but I'm going to say this one I would give like a 3 out of 4 as well. It's pretty solid, a little bit more expensive, but you get more. You just have to do a little bit more of the legwork by massaging it into your pits. That's what I found for me personally. Then I got the Shear Revival. This is a new one they just put out. First and foremost, I like the container it's in. It's exactly the same as the Duke Cannon, except for a little bit shinier. I like that it has the twist top and you can twist the bottom and put it up and down. That's one thing that I really, really like. The scent on this, if you're familiar with Shear Revival scents, a lot of their stuff has kind of like a fresh lime. It's very similar to the O'Dowd's. To me, it's more of an earthy lime. It's nice. Has the same problem as a lot of the other ones for me in that the scent is too earthy in regards to the fact that my BO starts cutting through about 75% of the day. So I can get through a full day with this stuff almost, and then I start to stink towards the end. The one thing about this that it uses is it used the magnesium hydroxide, which is what they say something that helps with the pH balance in your pits. The one thing about the Shear Revival that's way different about the others is that this is completely natural in that it has no baking soda or anything. It just has the cocoa butter, magnesium hydroxide, arrowroot powder, coconut oil, cannadilla wax, cannelin clay, sunflower oil, therapeutic grade essential oils, and vitamin E. So if you are sensitive to baking soda, this is your man. This stuff is going to work great. For me, like I said, I liked everything about it. It applies really easy. You don't have to really even break it down. Because of the cocoa butter or the coconut oil and the cocoa butter, the way it goes on, it's like really smooth. I still would break it down sometimes because I apply a lot, but this stuff overall, I think is the best for sensitive skin, like super sensitive skin, and the best for natural deodorant stuff. So for me, I would give this like definitely like a 4 out of 4 for the natural deodorant side. To me, like I said, the scent tapered off towards 75% of the day, and I've been testing all this in really hot weather, but this works really good. I just wish the scent was a little bit stronger and lasted a little bit longer. And then this is the one that's been working the most for me, the Schmidt's brand. Now, some people don't like it. It does have baking soda in it. But for me, I got the Water and Wood with activated charcoal. That's the scent I got. Now, the reason I like this is that it has a masculine kind of cologne scent. It's very similar to an Old Spice cologne, which is something I wanted to mask my BO. And then it has the arrowroot powder, the baking soda, coconut oil, shea butter, coconut oil, cannadilla wax, jojoba seed oil, the magnesium hydroxide, which the Shear Revival has, and then natural fragrance, and then activated charcoal powder, vitamin E, and sunflower derivative. So this has the reason I like, or this stuff works so good, is it has a combination of the pH balancer and also the baking soda and a lot of the other good ingredients like the arrowroot powder and the coconut oil. So to me, this is almost like the perfect hybrid of a lot of ingredients from all that other stuff. And to me, I just apply it on. I don't have to break this down. The Schmidt's is really easy to get too. You can get it at like Walmart for $6. It's the cheapest out of all of them that I've seen. It's the easiest to get. And for me, there's a lot of scents. There's some feminine scents too, but this was the most masculine one I could find, was the Water and Wood with activated charcoal, mineral enriched natural deodorant. This one worked for me. This was the closest to a men's like just antiperspirant that, like the closest thing to something I would use that acts like a normal deodorant but is natural. So this to me is like the perfect one for me. However, it has baking soda. So overall, I would give this the 4 out of 4 for me. Sweating a lot, like a lot in 100-degree weather. This lasts the whole entire day. So overall, I would say this is a 4 out of 4. This is the perfect budget, every man's pomade. If you're trying to make a transition from like Old Spice to a natural deodorant, get the Schmidt's Water and Wood with activated charcoal. This is by far the best one I've used and the one I'm going to be sticking with the most. If you're looking for something all natural that is for super sensitive skin, Shear Revival, the Aura all natural deodorant is going to be the best for you. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not all natural, but this is the best all natural without baking soda in it. So if you're super sensitive and you're looking for something without baking soda, Aura Shear Revival is going to be your best bet. If you want something value-wise, the O'Dowd's deodorant, for how much you get and the ingredients that are in it, really good. I like it. Just for me, the scent, the length of the scent just didn't work for me. Like I said, this would be great for the value and for, you can get it on Amazon Prime. That's the one negative thing I would say about the Shear Revival is that as of right now, you can't order it on Amazon, so you have to wait a while. If you want something quick, you could get this, or you could go down to like Walmart or someplace and get the Schmitz. Same with this, you can get this on Amazon Prime. So the best bang for your buck, if you are a medium to light sweater, the O'Dowd's deodorant is definitely going to be the one for you. Like I said, this one's the best overall for super sweaty if you can handle baking soda. If you can't, then boom, these are the two I would recommend at the end of the day. So anyways, guys, if you got anything else you want to say about it, please leave it in the comments below, and have a good one.